So you want to know the exact time of day and what day of the week is the best time to stream for maximum growth. Don't worry, we're going to cover that today, but there's also some other important things you need to know. Like how many times a week should you be streaming? How long you should be streaming for? How to analyze the peak and low times of your country or wherever your audience is. Don't worry, we're going to cover all these things as well as give you the exact time you should be streaming every single week in this video. Let's go. Hey, my name is LJ from streamscheme.com. I'm also a variety streamer over at twitch.tv/Eljayem_. Links to both of those in the description. Over at streamscheme.com, we have over 400 guides written by streamers, for streamers, and experts in the industry. Check them out. There's a lot of stuff there that could probably really help you out. As I said, I'm gonna be answering a question that you guys voted for, and you guys have asked me so much since I started making YouTube content. When is the best time to stream to achieve maximum growth? We're gonna cover that today, but there are a few things we have to cover first. Specifically, how much should you be streaming every single week? Every time someone says to me, how often a week should I stream? I always say the same thing. Well, it's different depending on the creator. However, there are a few rules that everyone should follow when they're starting out. You see, building an audience and a following in content creation is all about velocity. Don't get me wrong, it's a marathon, not a sprint, which is lucky for me because I haven't run in years. But essentially, you need to be building more of a following than you're losing over time. If you look at some of your favorite YouTube channels, you'll probably see that they have maybe 30,000 subscriptions. Or if you look at some of the Twitch channels, you might see they have 6,000 to 20,000 followers. They're not getting that many views though. They're not getting 30,000 viewers watching their 30,000 subs. They're not getting 8,000, 9,000 live viewers on their 10,000 followers. It's just not how it works. The reason for this is because older accounts are falling off interest or just simply are losing their logins or moving on or getting busy in life. It's just a normal thing that happens with content creation online. I call these graveyard subs or graveyard follows, and it's essentially the same reason why a lot of people get 50 followers very quickly on Twitch or over a few months, but they can't get 3 average viewers. It's because the velocity behind it and the content they're creating isn't enough to get them there. So people lose interest and leave, or they just don't come back. So with this in mind, does that mean you should be streaming 7 days a week? No, I actually recommend when you start out, stream 2 to 3 days a week, maybe for 2 to 3 hours, just enough that you're there and you're consistent. Now I'm a bit of an idiot because I'm not even taking my own advice. I stream 5 nights a week for 3 hours and I don't recommend this. People say, LJ, you're streaming this, should I do it too? No, the only reason I can do that is because my 9 to 5 is actually really flexible for me, and I also make these videos. My velocity with 5 nights is faster than people falling off. It's one of the reasons why I've had such good, consistent growth. Consistency is the other reason, is because I rarely miss a night. And if I do, it's for a pretty serious reason, and people understand that because I'm so consistent. But I'm gonna talk about that more in a little bit about why that's so important. For now though, when it comes to how often you should stream, I just wanna leave it on this actionable note. Do not stream every single day for multiple hours. It's not the way to start growing, it's not the best. I know I said velocity, but that is not good to start with, okay? And I'm gonna cover exactly why in a little bit. But before I cover exactly why you shouldn't stream every single day, first I wanna talk about when is the most active time on Twitch? When is the best time to be streaming? This is a good way to figure this out so far. If you check Sullygnome, which actually tracks Twitch activity, and it's linked in the description, you'll be able to see when the highest times are, when the most viewers are online. So down here in the corner, you'll see UTC +10, which is a time zone here in Australia, but you can set it to whatever time zone you want. This shows me that usually the time when there is peak amount of channels live on Twitch is 7 AM my time, or 9 PM in the United Kingdom, or around 1 PM in California. At 8 PM my time is actually the least amount of channels live. And then it begins to ramp up until, as I said, 7 AM AEST, when it actually triples the live channels. So if it's tripling the live channels at 7 AM, that's a lot of channels to compete with, isn't it? You'll also see the most amount of viewers using Twitch peaks almost perfectly with the exact same trend, which makes sense because more content means more viewers. At its lowest, 1.2 million viewers are using Twitch, and at its highest, around 3.7 million viewers. So with all that said, what does this actually mean? Does this mean that I should be waking up early in the morning, 7 AM AEST, going live with a coffee, some toast, in my pajama boxer shorts that have a hole in them big enough to run Twitch terms of service through them, and trying to compete with everyone? Or will I do fine? Well, I will give you the exact time still soon, but first I want to cover planning your streams and your schedule and why that's so important. One of the biggest mistakes I see new streamers make is they just kind of go live whenever. Sometimes they'll go live in the morning and then a few hours later they'll go live again or wherever. They don't have a schedule to it. And that's really, really detrimental. You can't grow doing that. And I have a whole video coming soon all about planning out your streams. Don't worry, it's on its way. But first, let's talk about scheduling your streams just briefly. So Monday, I don't stream Monday. So what I do on Monday instead is I spend an hour coming up with every single stream I'm gonna do that week, writing catchy titles and catchy go lives for every single one. There, I've done it. I've planned out my entire 5 nights this week, including the titles and go lives. It's a lot less stress than having to think of it on the fly on the day. At the same time, I also prepare fun facts for each day. I also prepare questions of the day for each day, things that I have to edit and change manually every single stream. I screenshot my schedule and I post it in my Discord and let everyone know how excited I am for the week coming. People get hyped, they react to it, and it lets them know exactly what's going to be going down. But it doesn't stop there. During the week, I keep planning as well. I come up with talking points, funny stories, things that happen at the grocery store, even my dreams. You name it, if I can make it entertaining or make it into content, I write it down, I keep note of it, and I use it later during my stream. Sometimes I even keep my notebook next to my bed so I'll wake up in the middle of the night and write things down. Most of that doesn't work out though, seeing as I woke up this morning to a note that said, Oz funky cut funk, don't let them funk the Oz. So because I'm so scheduled and because I never miss a day, 5 days a week, the same exact time, how it all runs out, it means that often I don't even need to send the go lives. There are usually people there in my chat at 7:14 my time, a minute before I go live, ready to watch the stream. It's just in the routine, I'm there. And I know I'm gonna get people asking me, what if I just wanna do an extra stream during the week? What if I wanna do something random or an earlier one in the day? I really don't recommend picking up extra streams unless you heavily schedule and make it very much announced. If you stream random times or times you're never gonna stream again, anyone who follows you for that, it's unlikely they'll be able to come to your regular ones. And the people who do come to your regular ones will feel isolated that they missed a whole stream. So make a schedule, stick to it, and try not to stream outside of it until you're much bigger. So I am gonna give you the exact time that you should be streaming very soon. I'm also gonna throw out some tips that you can use to help grow while offline. But first, I wanna throw it out there. If this video helps you out at all, check out the channel. We've got guides on best games to stream or ways to engage your viewers. Everything you need is on this channel. We've also got free overlays for you, fully animated, good to go. You can download them from our Discord, which is linked in the description. And if you have any questions, don't forget to comment because we may have over 12,000 subscribers now. I still reply to every single comment. So I said before, streaming is about velocity if you want to grow your audience, but I also said don't stream 7 days a week. Those two things kind of counter each other, but it's because I think there are more things you can do while offline and not live that'll help you grow your stream if you only stream 2-3 nights a week. Or maybe you just can't keep a consistent schedule because you work retail still. These are normal things, this is totally fine. There are other ways you can grow. For example, if you watch my How to Grow from 0 to 25 average viewers video, which is really just my experience about everything I did to grow, you'll know that I did creative writing and posted it on Reddit to build my first core 8 people on my stream. This was a huge time investment. It wasn't something that I just could do while still streaming at the same time. I couldn't stream 7 nights a week and pull this off to grow that little audience that came and watched me. And I still don't stream 7 days a week. I do 5 nights a week and then I spend time making this content because this supports the stream as well. Or I spend time, like I said, on Mondays, writing out and planning my content to make it as best as it possibly can be. Another thing I do that you can also do while you're offline is that I spend a lot of time researching. I research new techniques, voice mods, anything that I can do to make my stream more engaging. I look at larger streamers and break down how they were successful. I spend a lot of time researching and implementing new ideas and testing them out. Interestingly enough, I'd actually be really keen to do some breakdown videos. If you want to see me do breakdowns about how someone like Dream or how someone like Small Ant grew themselves as a content creator, comment down below. I'm keen to do something like that. I really think it's interesting and it might help you guys out. What is my actionable tip in this segment though? My actionable tip is if you have downtime, make sure you use it. If you stream 7 days a week for 3 hours plus and you cut that back down to 2-3 days and 3 hours each night, you can get up to 12 hours back in your day to spend on making your content better, to spend on reaching new audiences. Don't stream 7 days a week. And now for the moment you've all been waiting for, what is the best time to stream on Twitch? Can I get a drum roll, please? There isn't a specific time, don't click away. I'm sorry for leading you on, but the best time to stream is when you have a schedule that is locked in and you're able to stick to it. The reason I've grown is because I have a schedule that I don't mess with and I keep the same one. If someone follows, they know they'll be able to see me again the next day at the exact same time. I could sit here and tell you that the best time to stream is when there are 3.7 million viewers on Twitch. I really could, but I just don't think that's the case. The best time is the time that you can do it consistently and that meets your demographic. The time I stream is at its lowest on all of Twitch, but I get a really good audience. I get the Australian audience, that is my audience, when they finish work. I get the UK and the Europe audience while they're still at work. And then I pick up a few American night owls. I like this audience. I like how this breaks down. It matches very well to how I want to stream. My actionable tip here is to find the time that works best for you and try and stick to it as best you can. Research the demographics and the people you want to be in your stream, and then suit those people. I'm gonna throw it out there. I'm really sorry for that. I told you guys we're gonna give you the exact same time, but it would be very disingenuous of me to try and tell you there's a certain time that you should be streaming. It just isn't the case. But you should still consider subscribing. You should still consider commenting down below if you have questions. Join our Discord for those free overlays, and I will see you guys next week.